Do you struggle with analysis paralysis, emotions, and second-guessing yourself when entering trades? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to be a profitable trader, step by step with no fluff. And if you're new, my name is Kiran and I'm a professional trader with over a decade of experience. And I've had the privilege of helping traders from all walks of life, including busy professionals and entrepreneurs, be consistently profitable, so that they're able to do the things they love with the people that they love. So stick around, because this isn't your usual generic advice. Many people come into trading often with a lazy mindset. They have this idea that you can just sit on a couch in your underwear and just click some buttons and make easy money. And the problem is, this lazy mindset is why many traders fail. See, trading isn't as hard as many people make it out. But the problem is many people who start trading aren't ready to handle the challenges. See, trading isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. It's actually a skill. In fact, it's a business which involves systems. And it takes time, patience, and some dedication. And if you're willing to put in the work, the rewards can actually be life-changing, whether it's to supplement your current income or to leave your 9-to-5 job. Like in my situation, I actually trained to be a doctor, and trading enabled me to leave my career as a doctor and live life on my own terms. Another mindset shift to consider is that 9-to-5 jobs have really conditioned us to suck at trading. I remember working various part-time jobs. We were always taught to clock in and clock out. But in trading, profitability isn't really correlated to the number of trades you make. And this is a key thing to consider. I can't tell you the number of times I've received messages from traders who overtrade and then say, "Kiran, I'm holding a massive loss. I'm trying to get out a break even. What should I do? Should I cut the loss short, or should I just let it run?" Most people exit their winning trades early, but let their losses run. And my answer is always the same in these situations. Just cut the loss short and actually learn a strategy with edge, one that ensures that this never happens again. And this leads me to the second point, which is, without a proven trading strategy, you are gambling. See, if you're not consistently pulling money from the markets, the problem is simple. First of all, you're probably not even aware what an edge is. And an edge is having a statistical advantage. So a strategy that ensures we come out profitable across 50, 100, 200 plus trades. Or secondly, perhaps you have a strategy, but it doesn't actually have an edge. So perhaps you're using very subjective methods like trend lines, support, resistance. And I myself was doing this for a really, really long time. I was relying on discretion, hoping and second guessing myself. I was 5 years in and I'd pretty much created a trading nightmare. I started trading for freedom, but then I was trading 40 hours per week. Then I just thought, surely that just defeats the purpose of trading. The truth is, without a strategy backed by statistics, with clear rules, the ability to actually remove emotions from your trading is pretty difficult. And you cannot consistently pull money out of the markets because inconsistent actions lead to inconsistent results. But the best part is that there are only two things you really need to consistently pull money out of the markets. The first is a strategy with a statistical edge and clear rules to follow. And without a plan, you're essentially just gambling. Like, you wouldn't drive cross-country without a map, would you? And so the same goes for trading. Your plan should really outline everything. When to trade, how much to risk, what your goals are, and ultimately your exit strategy as well. A tip is to keep it simple. Your plan should be clear and easy to follow. You don't need to overcomplicate things. A major lesson that I learned in my trading journey is it's better to lose money doing the right thing than to make money doing the wrong thing. And around 5-6 years ago, I had a bit of a winning streak in which I made around $15,000. But I had no system. I'd drown in a sea of indicators like RSI, MACD. I would draw support, resistance. But I was pretty much glued to the charts, spending 40-50 hours per week. And I'd pretty much created a nightmare. I was wasting time arguing with people on forums as well. I thought I had to read the news, right? And real truth is, once the market conditions changed from downtrending to sideways, I gave back the money to the markets because I had no system. The second thing you need is the ability to manage risk and execute long term. Because if you don't have enough shots left, you won't live to fight another day. And actually, even Paul Tudor Jones, who's one of the greatest traders of all time, said that risk control is one of the most important elements in trading. And some of the best traders aren't even the smartest people. In fact, overly academic, intellectual individuals can actually suck at trading. They can often have analysis paralysis and actually end up never taking a trade. And this leads me to the third point, which is consistency is the essence of winning. It's human nature to look for shortcuts or the next perfect strategy. But people often chase these strategies, but often overlooking the simplest things, which is consistency. And it's like diets. People chase the perfect diet plan, but often overlook simple things like going to the gym consistently. Another thing you need to understand is that there's no one-size-fits-all perfect strategy. And this leads me on to the fourth point, which is to adapt to market conditions. See, people think they can use the same strategy in any market situation. That's not the case. You have various market conditions and you have to adapt. For example, a trending market is when the market goes up or down. And then there's a range-bound market, so when the market goes sideways. Now, often newer traders, or even intermediate traders as well, they might do well with their strategy when the market is trending. But as soon as the markets go sideways, they give back the gains and vice versa. And so you have to realize the importance of either sticking to trending markets purely, but if you decide to trade trending markets as well as range-bound markets, you have to have different strategies for both market conditions. So I think a key consideration is, do you want to trade purely trending markets? So in other words, when the market goes up or down? Or do you want to trade trending and range-bound markets? And if the latter, then you need to have separate strategies for both market conditions, because you can't expect one strategy to work equally as well for both. And I think it's very important to have diversity of strategy, but also time frame and asset class as well. So in my own situation, I am a professional Forex, indices, commodities, and cryptocurrency trader. But I think if you're starting off, it's better to focus on fewer instruments, and you can always diversify later. But a common trait of the top traders is they tend to focus on fewer pairs so that they can become a specialist. Another question that I get asked by clients all the time before they come to me for help is, Kiran, why bother with all of this? Why not just use a bot and automate it? And that's a good question. Well, my answer is, well, market conditions can change. Bots need adapted. On top of that, bots can go erratic. Also, what if the exchange is no longer compatible with that bot? Right, so we have to always protect the downside. I'm not saying you shouldn't use bots. You could perhaps use bots as part of maybe 20, 30, 40% of your strategy. But relying purely on bots and not having any manual strategy is pretty risky. And I think to take this really far, you have to definitely learn manual strategies as well. Last but not least, and this is arguably the most important aspect of trading, and that is risk management. And again, there's nothing sexy about risk management. You could have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't protect your capital, your hard work will go out the window. And whenever you enter a trade, you should always calculate how much you're willing to lose, because otherwise you're playing Russian roulette with your trading account. Imagine risking 20% of your account per trade. That is so risky because you only have 5 attempts before you blow up your account. And that isn't enough for your edge to play out. And personally, I recommend risking max 1 to 2% of your account per trade. And this is actually what I recommend to most of my clients. Because fundamentally, trading is about capital preservation. And as long as our losses are limited and small, if we let our edge play out, we will be fine and come out profitable. See, the best traders aren't the ones that know how to just take profit. They know when to cut their losses quickly. And this is what really separates amateurs from professionals. And I have this 3 consecutive losses rule as well, which is if you have 3 consecutive losses in a day, just stop trading. And the idea is to protect you from yourself, because everybody has an off day sometimes. But it gets dangerous when you revenge trade and wipe out your complete account. And we want to actually put a stop loss on ourselves so you can start the next day refreshed. And regarding stop losses, I always say a stop loss is not what is the maximum amount of money that I'm willing to lose. No, a stop loss is at which point do I accept that I'm wrong. And if you enjoy this video, then you can't afford to skip my previous video in which I cover trading mistakes you're probably making and tips to accelerate your learning curve.